and welcome to the His and Her Show with Jody
and Alex Misiak.
And today we're going to share a couple of things that we learned, life lessons, let's say, from making kombucha. Now, this isn't how to make kombucha, but this is what we discovered along or challenge with making kombucha.
Yes. Yeah. There was, I'll let you get into the specifics of it, but I want to get something out of the way that I've been referring to it as kombucha for the longest time, but there's no U in it. So if I slip from saying kombucha to kombucha, I mean kombucha. It's the same thing. It's just my brain. So, so some of the life lessons we learned.
So way back, even before April of 2018, I heard about kombucha and how it was really great for gut health, and I was like, oh, let's get this. So I'm a huge Amazon shopper. I'm like, let's see if it's here, because I had no idea what it was. I've never heard of it, never saw it around the stores here. So I'm like, let's order it. So I ordered it and I followed the directions, and then I just stopped. And nothing looked right. I had no idea if I was doing it right. And we just let our SCOBY, which is just a little bacteria thing to make the kombucha, and I just let it sit on the counter. And luckily for you, Alex, you would add water and water, so it was keeping it alive for a little bit anyways. We learned later that, it needs more things to feed off of. But anyways, let me just pause for a quick second for anybody that doesn't even know what kombucha is, just in case. It's fermented tea, and it has yeast building up with it, so it really helps with, we drink it to give us energy, gut health, and it has probiotics and really awesome stuff in it. So.
Yeah, it's a very natural source of probiotics. Mm-hmm. For example, that you don't have to go out and get like yogurt all the time, and we'll get into it, but it's really fun to make actually, and it's a little like you brew beer or you brew wine, but it's actually even easier than all of that. And we've been having
Okay, you're going to ruin my story if you jump ahead.
We're having fun with it so far.
Anyway, so we have this thing sitting on the counter forever. I feel like it was I should have really looked at when I purchased the SCOBY. But anyways, let's fast forward to April. So we did this. It's been sitting on the counter for at least a little while already, a couple months.
Yeah.
And in April, I go on a trip to California. I'm at the airport on the way home. I'm like, oh my goodness, there's kombucha. And I decided to buy it. So I've never tasted it before. And again, I bought the SCOBY before because I'm like, oh, this is, something really good for my health and things like that. Our cats want to say hi too. So I went, I tried it for the first time. And then I kind of got addicted. Yeah. And the SCOBY's still sitting on the counter in its little, like in some tea and some sugar and some water that you keep adding to because it's disintegrating or it's evaporating. And we keep buying things. And everywhere I look now here in Waterloo, I could find it. First, I found it at a plant-based restaurant that opened up. I'm like, yay, I found it. And then I kept finding it more and more. And I realized it's even in our local grocery store that we shop at. So I was all excited. And I'm like, you know what? We have this SCOBY thing sitting on the counter and we pay, a decent amount every time for kombucha. And I really want to drink more of it. So in the summer, here we go. I bought the SCOBY before April, and in the summer, we still didn't do anything with our SCOBY.
It's the summer, right?
Yeah, so I was actually talking to a friend. I was like, I really want to make kombucha. Like, I've been drinking the stuff. I don't know if I brought it to our camping trip or not. But anyways, I brought it up to a friend and, kind of actually putting out into the universe that I really wanted to make it again. And a week later, our friend reached out to me and said, hey, here's a workshop. I had no idea these shops existed. So I was like, oh my goodness, we got to figure out how to make our kombucha. So here we are, like months and months and months. This SCOBY's just sitting on the counter. I look at it every so often going, I got to do something with this or throw it out. Like, I don't know. And finally, we went to a workshop. We took action. Something came up in our life. We took action and we realized how easy it is to make. Here we were like digging in our heels, not wanting to do anything. I pretty much gave up on making it.
And we resigned ourselves to just buying it as like it was just once a week type of thing.
We felt it was easier until we took the workshop and we're like, what have we been doing? We can make this. And you know what? To be honest, some of the ones we make are even better than the stuff we get in the stores.
Yeah, that's right.
So, and it's like you mentioned, Alex, it's so much fun to make. So where are we getting with going? Or do you want to say something before?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So what am I saying with all this, like a long, story, longer
About making kombucha
yeah.
and our journey of
Yeah.
making kombucha. Yeah.
Is if we just kind of gave up, or I threw the SCOBY in the garbage, or I didn't even know much about SCOBYs. If we just gave up, we'd still be buying it today in the bottles, and which isn't a big deal. However, we wouldn't have discovered how easy and how much fun it is to make it ourselves. Now we have like a whole row of jars on our counter, and it's just so much fun. So it's about like, where else have we kind of given up on things before we even got to figure out how awesome they are?
Right. Before we got to see results or have you stopped too soon, or did you not give it enough of a shot? Yeah, for sure. That's a good takeaway there. From
that's one of them, but it's also, it's just all about knowledge. Like all we needed was like a small, like what was the workshop, an hour and a half, like tops, and some of it was sampling.
Yep.
All we needed was a little guidance to really like realize what to do. And funny enough, you could actually go to Amazon. Not that we are not they're not our sponsors or anything, but now you can actually get a SCOBY with starter, which would make life easier. What happened was when the SCOBY I had, they didn't have starter available, or at least not at the time. So it made it a little trickier. Yeah. So we had to make our own starter from scratch. So if you are like, oh my gosh, I want to make this, I want to try this, reach out to somebody that is in your circle of friends that might already be making it and talk to them.
Or know someone who does.
Yeah. Or like I said, you can buy it with starter now, but that's a super key ingredient. But anyways, this episode isn't about making it, but it's about the lessons we learned from it. And like I said, if we just gave up, like we've been having a lot of fun.
Yeah, and a lot more kombucha than we can actually drink. Well, I mean, not as we can actually drink, but way more kombucha we're making ourselves than we would have had if we were buying it. Yes. And it's not as, and we like the flavors better. We like the carbonation better that we're doing as opposed to what comes in the stores.
We don't have to restrict ourselves either, because I'd buy one bottle a week and just kind of have like a little bit here and there. And now it's like, okay, you got to drink up. Our fridge is full.
But I think one of the because we didn't give up per se, but we did sort of put it on hold. On a long hold. But I think the first step back on the track, and a good lesson was you put it out in there in the universe. Mm-hmm. You weren't. I don't want to call it. It wasn't a failure. It was sort of. I guess it was a little bit of a failed experiment because we tried it and we didn't really get anything out of it, and we just
kind of stopped.
Yeah. So let's call it a failed experiment at the first go. And I find that as humans, we tend to protect our failures. We don't like sharing them. We don't like putting them out there to say, "Hey, I messed up," or "Hey, I screwed up," or something like that, or "I failed." Like even it's just I failed. It's not nothing critical. I mean, it's just a jar on. It was just a jar sitting there, not really doing much, and it's not in the grand scheme of things, not a particular failure that you wouldn't mind sharing or shouldn't feel self-conscious about sharing. But we do. We even the smallest things, if we see it as a failure, we don't like putting it out in the open. And what we did is, or what you did is, you just shared how you love this thing, you would like to make it. We tried it and we didn't succeed. Mm-hmm. And I think for a lot of people, just trying and failing is hard. And then once you've failed, some people, myself included, tend to go, well, that didn't work, I'll just give up. Mm-hmm. As opposed to like sort of sharing that experience with other people, and then those other people can help you, right? And that's what you did. You put it out there, and then that led us down the track to the workshop, and then bam, we're up and running.
Well, one of the biggest things I've learned, and especially being an entrepreneur and even a mom, is we fail. And it's about owning our failures and then figuring out what went wrong and learn from them so we can move forward. And it's like, if that's the only way to kind of keep going on in life, is what happened. We do this a lot now. Like, what happened and how can we do it different? I don't even want to say better, but different. Yeah. So we have a different outcome that makes us a little bit more excited or happy about the situation. Mm-hmm. We did this a lot with when Jaden wasn't sleeping. It's like, okay, well, we really don't like this. So it's just it's being there for a moment and being okay with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was. So if there's something in your life that you've kind of just put on the sidelines, even it can be hobbies.
Yep.
It can be maybe you've started writing a book and you kind of put it on the side, like, oh, not right now. Because that's one of the things I'm doing is writing a book, and it's just so much fun.
Exciting.
Yeah. So have you put something on hold because one, you're afraid of failing, or maybe you're afraid of succeeding, or you're just afraid of the unknown. You don't know how to do it. Lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
Today, think about like one step that can get you closer to what you want to do, towards your hobby, or it could be career or writing a book or any projects you want to work on, and really just take that one step towards it. It doesn't have to be a big step. It could even be, for instance, say, let's just use the word or the one for a book. Maybe it's just figuring out where you put it, dust it off, and have it sit on your desk and just remind you that it's there. Or if it's a hobby that, like, I tried doing knitting once, hand knitting, because I can do a knitting machine because I went to fashion design school. But those sticks or knitting needles, I can't even. I'm like sticks. Knitting needles. I had a hard time. Now I'm sure I could go back and learn, but I tried. It's one of those things I kind of
try and fail, but you don't have to.
I didn't fail. I actually gave up before even. It's just kind of like, I don't even want to say fail, because failing means that you've like given it your all, in my opinion. And I didn't give it my all. I just was like, I can't. I gave up before. I gave up too soon.
Okay.
There's failing and there's giving up too soon.
It's true.
It's just I needed more knowledge. I needed more practice. I'm the type of person that feels like I need to get it right away. I need to be perfect right away. And one of the biggest things, and especially with making our kombucha and even pronouncing it properly, is that sometimes we don't get it right the first time. And a lot of the times we don't get it right the first time. Yep. The light bulb it took like 10,000 tries or something. Now this could be way off. I didn't do my research
the story about like Thomas Edison and the light bulb? Yeah.
Like it can take a lot of tries to get something right. Or I don't even want to use the word perfect, because perfect is all about perspective. But it can
take a lot of tries to get the outcome that you want.
Yes.
Yeah.
So don't give up too soon.
Yeah. I think that's a good distinction to make. You might, and listeners, you'll know which one it is. And failure is not a bad word. I try to teach people I work with that, and I encourage them to fail faster, but so that we can correct and fix and move forward faster. But failure, like you said, or a failed experiment, or I'm not sure how else to put that. It's not a negative word, so I'm just gonna keep using it. If you sort of gave it your all, you really tried, and you got an outcome that you didn't like. And for us, I guess, it was, we didn't get the SCOBY in our kombucha didn't ferment, and it didn't. That was how it stopped.
We didn't even taste it, hun. We gave up way before. We gave up way before.
Okay, so that fits better into the other category. Mm-hmm. So a failure is you tried and you came to an outcome that you didn't want. Mm-hmm. You didn't want that to happen, right? And in software development is you try something and it doesn't produce the desired result. Mm-hmm. It's a bug or an error or something like that. For this, but not giving up too soon is you don't even get to an outcome, good or bad.
Yeah, it's like you're probably missing a puzzle piece. So you've put a puzzle together,
right? And
you're even. Let's even go back. You haven't even finished the puzzle. You put maybe half of it together, and then maybe you're like, oh, I'm missing a corner piece, or I'm missing something, and you don't go looking for it. You just kind of give up, and then you look back at this table where it's a half-finished puzzle.
Yeah,
like you haven't even put it together with that one little missing piece. So,
yeah, that's a good way of looking at it, because our missing piece was knowledge in that case, and once we had it, then it was everything fit into place.
Like it was real. I'm like, no word of a lie. It was super simple. Like I can't believe how many months we didn't go making this stuff.
Yeah.
Only because we didn't have the knowledge. We didn't have anybody in our circle of friends that I know of, at least to my knowledge. Maybe we do, and we just didn't talk about it. But we just didn't have that knowledge, and that was just literally the missing piece.
Yeah,
a little bit of knowledge.
Yep, that's true.
And it can be with so many things, like hobbies, sports even. I always give up way too soon because I feel like I have to be good at it right away. There's so many things in my life, if I look back, I'm like, I gave up way too soon.
Skating for me, but yeah.
We're going to get you on skates this year.
I hope, yeah, I really hope
We're
so.
going to have a podcast all about that. That will be fun.
Yeah.
Later
Good
this
times.
year in the winter.
So yeah, don't give up too soon. That's a takeaway lesson. Put out into the universe what you want, and be open to
the how,
because the universe will not necessarily give you exactly what you want, but it will give you options,
and then take action. So you have to be open to the how, take action on it, and then also asking for help, asking for support. Like that's actually a big one, even with the universe. Like it was even just asking the universe for support, just something, putting it out there. And, or also just because I reached out to a friend.
Yeah.
And it was just a conversation. I wasn't even thinking like, it wasn't that I knew that they knew much about it or anything. I just was having a conversation.
Yeah.
But sometimes when there's a lack of knowledge, like I could have actually went searching for workshops around before. I just didn't realize how popular it was in our area. And that's my own ignorance, I guess. And it's really just knowing, or just asking for help, reaching out to any, like, whatever area you've kind of put things on, or just
sharing the kinds of things you're doing with people who are at least open to the idea, right?
Yes.
So, yes. And that's how you can get into that. That's how you can channel the universe and find the knowledge that you need. So if you don't go looking for yourself, or you can't find it.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, lots of great takeaways on making fermented tea, and our journey to come to like basically our own brew house. And yeah, so
and an endless supply.
Yes, and an endless supply of kombucha now that we can drink and flavor to our heart's content. So
in any area of your life, just don't give up too soon. At least get to the point of failure or success, and that way you've definitely tried.
Yeah, and then if you find that you want to continue, that's when you put things out into the universe. You share your successes and your failures. I learn more from my failures than I do from my successes. Always have. So share that. Don't be afraid to share that. I'm sure all of us have at least one person that we can share that with that won't judge and just be very supportive. And in a lot of cases, your failures, they're not big failures. They're not things that you should feel shame about. So,
yeah. I feel like we're good now.
Yeah,
like I
just want to try to wrap it all up. Yeah,
that's fine. Okay. Well, we hope you have some really awesome takeaways from this episode. And and if you have any questions about brewing kombucha, let us know, and we can always do something on that. But today we just really wanted to share the lessons we've learned through making our own kombucha. We hope you have a beautiful day.
Bye for now.